Hey, does your please donate stand look like this? Do you want to make your stand look more like this, or just want to raise a bit more Robux to donate to your friends? Well, I can give you a start on that by helping you improve your donation button prices. Let's get right into it with the top tier, most essential buttons to have on your stand. You'll need to have several of these buttons, as one person may donate the same amount several times over the course of your time in Please Donate. The first button you'll absolutely need is a few 5 Robux donation buttons. This is a super helpful button to have, as it brings accessibility for people without too much Robux to still be able to donate you without having to worry too much about their Robux balance, which can allow several donations to be made that previously wouldn't have gotten you anything. This may rely on it being your lowest button price, however 5 Robux is the highest Game Pass I'd set as an entry level donation. The next button that's absolutely required, however, is 10 Robux. This is probably going to be your top earning button below 100 Robux, as it's a low, usually affordable price that most people, except maybe some new players, will be able to afford, so several people will be able to donate you it. It also functions as a small donations for friends to give each other, and it's usually the base donations that streamers will give in their donation streams, so it's a good idea to have several 10 Robux buttons, preferably 5 or more. I personally have 55, but you don't even need half that. Nobody will sit here stand donating you hundreds of Robux in 10 Robux increments. They'll just go for the buttons in the 100 plus range to do that. This brings us to the next essential price for a donation button, 100 Robux. This is the entry level big donation, as it gets a slightly different donation effect and isn't fully out of anyone's budget given enough time. Due to this fact, no matter where you fall in terms of success in Please Donate, with friends you always have a chance to get 100 Robux, making this price absolutely essential for your time in game. Now, this is where we get into the bigger price points, but trust me, they're still absolutely essential even though their purchase may be rare. Starting this section off is 1000 Robux buttons, which are essential, as even though people may not donate you 1000 Robux too much, it is a button that you should definitely keep on your stand on the off chance someone does buy it. Which isn't too much of an off chance given enough time. Let me put it this way, several thousand Robux donations are dropped to people every single minute, and your odds of getting one of them at any particular minute throughout the day can be increased by being active in game and playing in voice chat servers, though I've not experienced this firsthand, being active in a server that has streamers in, and making friends in the game to donate each other. Like how 100 Robux is never fully out of everyone's price range, this is also somewhat true for 1000 Robux, considering it's about $10 US to purchase, though much harder to earn in game. Given everything, it is always possible that you get a 1000 Robux donation, so it's best to be prepared. The final absolutely essential button to have follows the same pattern as the previous ones have at 10,000 Robux. The reason it's the last one is that the 1000 Robux donation was at the end of plausibility for a random donation to give, and similarly 10,000 is about the most anyone will give at all. It is, however, still essential, as if you find a way to raise Robux effectively, a 10,000 Robux donator could come when you least expect it, so it is best to be prepared. The next prices are not quite essential, but are highly recommended for you to use, as a stand with the bare essentials just doesn't feel full. We will start this off with 3 Robux, which is a very popular purchase option, having the highest volume of sales on my stand, though this may be because it's the lowest price on my stand. There's still another apparent problem with the pricing scheme with only the essentials, and that is a huge gap in price between each button. There aren't really many good price options to fill that on the higher end, though the story is different on the lower end of things. One of my favorite prices, 20 Robux, is a good price to use. The same goes for 25 Robux, and they're pretty similar in price. Both give exactly 60% of their sale price, no extra taxes involved, unlike on the 15 Robux price, which you should not use, by the way. 20 Robux and 25 Robux donations also happen fairly frequently, so it's definitely worth having them, because even if you use clothing as buttons, it is definitely worth the expense and will pay for itself many times over during its lifetime. Similarly, 250 Robux is another button worth having on your stand, as it sells quite frequently compared to most other passes above 100. Unlike most of these, the extra sales aren't exclusive to the exact price, so I suggest making several game passes in the 150 to 450 Robux range. As I said before though, there aren't many good game passes in the top range of prices, so just fill the gaps between prices of the 1k plus and 10k plus range however you want. All I would specifically suggest after around 450 Robux is the super high donations. The chances are never zero that Hasm or a big name in the community just feels like nuking or smiting, and you wouldn't want to be left out of that. Above 10,000 Robux, you should also have a 100,000 Robux game pass, a 1 million Robux game pass, and a 10 million Robux game pass. This may sound excessive, but Hasm actually did drop someone who had less than 10,000 Robux raised 10 million Robux earlier on the day I wrote this script, so the chances are never zero for that to happen to you. With all these good prices, it is easy to forget that for something to be good, there must be bad, so let's go over a few bad prices and substitutes for them. First off, not the cheapest option on the list, but the most common one I see is 7 Robux. This option will give you 4 Robux, which when you do the math makes sense, so it is still rounded down ever so slightly, and that alone makes it a bad price. If you want to add a price in between 5 and 10, the only option that doesn't round down is 8 Robux, so this goes for 6 and 9 Robux as well, though if you're using a 6 Robux button, I'd recommend rounding down to the much better price of 5 Robux, as it gives the exact same amount and costs less to the person donating. Going further down in price, we have 1 and 2 Robux buttons. There is a reason I recommend 3 Robux to be your entry level price, and this is exactly it. 1 Robux buttons give you nothing, though if you made it recently, Roblox would have told you this already. The main problem is with 2 Robux buttons, as it is rounded down similarly to 7 Robux, though more severely given the lower price, down to a mere 50% of earnings actually going to your account. If you're using either of these prices, I'd raise them to either 3 or 4 Robux. It's not a large jump and keeps donations affordable. Back up in price and frequency of encountering it is 15 Robux. Yep, Roblox is taking an extra Robux when they shouldn't here, and I will never pass up an opportunity to complain about it. This price is right between 10 and 20 Robux, and because of that, I'd change it to either a 10 or 20 Robux button. The choice is up to you on this. Using any other price not mentioned here should be fine. I wouldn't put any buttons between 10 and 20, but after that it is entirely up to you, as the tax becomes less and less of an issue. Put as many buttons on your stand as you can, and the buttons don't really have to make sense. Heck, I have over 50 buttons for 10 Robux, which somehow have all sold at least once, and every exponent of 2 from 2 squared all the way up to 2 to the 29th power. I would have gone further, but I can't price buttons with more than 9 digits. My point here is to just put whatever buttons you want on your stand after around 25, as the tax becomes less and less of a variable. Go out there and make a stand with a combination of button prices Please Donate has never seen before, and then earn yourself a ton of donations with an equally creative method. Get yourself a better Please Donate stand today, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.